We lost the friendly! I'm pinned down!
What's up, Division 2 agents? Welcome back to the channel. It's Dwerewolf Gaming, back in action. Previously, I showed you just how versatile the Umbra Initiative Gear Set really is in Division 2. And today, we're taking that same foundation and pushing it even further. With just a few simple changes, this setup goes from strong to fully legendary ready without reinventing this build. The Umbra Initiative works in two phases, two powerful phases actually. And once you understand the loop, everything clicks. When you leave cover, From the Shadow kicks in, giving you 10 stacks per second, stacking all the way up to 50 by default. Each stack grants 1.2% critical hit damage and 0.4% RPM, which already adds up to 60% critical hit damage and plus 20% RPM at full stacks. But once you equip the Umbra Initiative chest piece, that is where this gear set truly levels up. The chest doubles your stacks from 50 to 100, meaning those bonuses scale even harder. At 100 stacks, you are now looking at a massive 120% critical hit damage and plus 40% RPM, turning every out of cover damage window into an absolute melt phase. And at the same time, the Umbra Initiative is quietly building in survivability as well. While you're fighting out of cover, you're also generating stacks into the light. And when you return to cover, those stacks are consumed, and each stack grants 0.8% armor regeneration by default. That allows up to 40% increase in instant armor regeneration when fully consumed, letting you recover fast and reset the fight. And just like that, the damage side of this, the Umbra Initiative chest piece also scales this effect as well. With the stack cap increased to 100, the armor regeneration can reach an insane 80% increase in instant armor regeneration when returning to cover, giving you the ability to aggressively push enemies and still recover safely in legendary content. This video is a direct follow-up to my previous Umbra Initiative video, and I'm going to show you just how a few targeted changes transforms this gear set into a high damage, high survivability, in-game powerhouse that absolutely drives in legendary missions. Alright agents, so we're not going to spend too much time on this build. I will leave a link for the previous build video, but overall this is essentially the same build. We did change the weapon to the tactical MK16 replica. This gun is fully maxed out, but you can use any weapon of your choice because this build works great with any assault rifle or basically any weapon that you like. This gun is fully maxed out though with a weapon expertise of 30%, and I do recommend you roll that third talent to damage the target out of cover. The weapon handling on this gun is pretty decent in my opinion. We do have room to improve the accuracy, but overall it still works pretty good in my opinion. And weapon handling consists of accuracy, stability, and reload time. The talent we did decide to go with was strain because it doesn't require you to proc or get a kill for it to proc, and the strain basically you gain 10% critical hit damage for every 0.5 seconds you are firing, stacks up to 50. So basically that's 50% increase in critical hit damage. The mods we do have on this gun is 5% critical hit chance plus 15 rounds and 10% critical hit damage mods. For the secondary weapon, we are still using the Scorpio shotgun and the quick step pistol for that movement speed bonus, so did not change much there. And again, we are utilizing 4 pieces of the Umbra Initiative Gear Set, which gives 15% critical hit chance plus 30% increase in reload speed, and the talent is called From the Shadows into the Light. Basically, while you're in cover, you'll gain 10 stacks per second up to 50. Each stack will give 1.2% critical hit damage and increase in fire rate by 0.4%. So agents, that's roughly 60% critical hit damage and 20% increase in fire rate. Keep in mind this buff does not apply if you're trying to shoot from cover. You need to be out of cover standing up for it to proc. And while you're out of cover, agents, you lose 2 stacks per second if you're moving or running or anything, and 1 stack per second if you're just standing still. But while you're out of cover, you're also gaining stacks of Into the Light, which you gain up to 50 stacks of that as well, which give 0.8% armor regeneration when it is consumed when you get back in cover. Stacks consume 10 stacks per second while you're in cover. So, and for the core attribute, you do have weapon damage for the smash, and again, the attributes on all the gear pieces would be either critical hit chance or critical hit damage. For the chest piece, this is what really makes this gear set truly shine. It basically bumps up everything on as far as your benefits. Is, for example, instead of that 60% critical hit damage, you will be getting up to 120% increase in critical hit damage, increase in rate of fire. Instead of that 20%, you'll be getting up to 40% increase in rate of fire. So it basically doubles everything. For the holster, we do have a weapon damage and a critical hit chance attribute. For the knee pads, it's the same. And again, we're still utilizing the Overdog Exotic Gloves for that talent weakest link. This amplifies weapon damage by 30% to the lowest ranking enemies according to the tier hierarchy. So agents, as long as you just basically start at tier 3, work your way up. Now the backpack really is what truly stands out. We did decide to utilize the Liquid Engineering backpack. And previously we was using the Seska backpack, which was giving us 8% increase in critical hit chance, and we were using the Vigilance talent. But the Liquid Engineering backpack is what really makes this gear set shine, because it's giving that 1% armor regeneration. On top of that, the talent is called Perfect Blood Sucker. Killing an enemy adds a stack of plus 12% bonus armor for 10 seconds. This stacks up to 10 times, so that is 120% in bonus armor. This will allow you to stay out of cover a lot longer when you get those kills, and keep that first talent going that you got, that which is that critical hit chance and that increasing rate of fire. So overall, I think this improves the build a lot. But I do recommend, if you are playing in groups, agents, that you just use something such as, which gives you that adrenaline rush talent, basically the matter or backpack, which gives you the adrenaline rush talent. Whenever those enemies get close, it gives you that bonus armor. Now we are using the Revival Hive because we are playing on Legendary in the first part of the gameplay, and this will give you a second chance to get back up. And since we were playing on Legendary, we were using the Decoy to draw some of that aggro off of you, and so that way allow you to get those kills in to help keep you alive. Now in the gameplay today, agents, we will play the first part of this mission just to show you that this build works. As you can see, agents, no seasonal or global modifiers are being used. And as far as weapon stats, with this gun, with the tactical MK16, we are sitting right there at a base damage of 136,000, 208 weapon damage, critical hit chance 60% with 137% critical hit damage, and headshot damage is 75%. And again, agents, this build is pretty squishy. So if you take a look at our armor, it stayed the same, 1,101,986 armor. Now we do have a little bit of armor regeneration because of our backpack, which is 110,199. Well, actually 11,020, and we do have armor on the kill, which is 110,199 armor on the kill because of our class specialization. And again, agents, I do just want to point out that a lot of other weapons would have worked great with this build, such as the Eagle Bearer. If you're not familiar with the Eagle Bearer, the talent is what really makes this gun really stand out. That tenacity buff, basically you get 40 to 80% of damage taken is delayed when its talent is active. It is improved based on your headshots or body shots, so that would have worked great. The same ammos as well if you don't have the Eagle Bearer, because this will act as a crowd control weapon whenever you do get that shock ammo so that works great. And the Bighorn, of course, agents, this gun works great in any build, and overall you do massive damage. This is one of my favorite weapons to use in Division 2. Now we are still utilizing the gunner class specialization for that 10% armor back on the kill. On top of that, your rate of fire is increased by 5% for 5 seconds after a kill. And also you generate ammo capacity, which works great in legendary content. Now, agents, if you do need to, like I said, these builds are just templates. Always change whatever you need. For example, for this gear, I can change my core attribute if needed. That way you can survive a lot longer and give you a little bit more armor to survive when playing on legendary difficulty. But I spend the majority of my gameplay in heroic content. Alright, agents, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you for your valued time and continued support. And if you enjoy the gameplay, agents, stick around. Just going to show you just how this build has a lot. This is a very fun build. It's always slept on, in my opinion, because you have gear sets such as a Striker or even the new concentrated company gear set can out damage this gear set as far as damage. But the Strikers and the Heartbreakers gear set, like I stated earlier in the previous video, it always overshadows this gear set. But this gear set gives you everything you need to survive. On top of that, it gives you pretty good damage as well. And like I said, it synergizes so well. I think this gear set will work great for those who want to play in groups as well. I'll stick around if you enjoy the gameplay. I will take out a control point just to show you how versatile this gear set is. It works in all content in this game, and overall I enjoy using it. And agents, I say this all the time, these are just templates, things I'm using. You never have to use what I'm using. I'm just going to show you, especially for those who are not veteran players, just going to show you builds that work. And you don't have to rely on the same things over and over. So many agents I see from time to time always complain whenever you do put out a Strikers build, but that is a top gear set. It's designed for damage, and overall. But I enjoy trying out different things, seeing if I can get it to work. And if I do, I bring it to the community because I enjoy sharing sharing these different types of variety of builds. Developers wouldn't put all these different gear sets in the game if they didn't want us to try to use them and to play with them. With that being said, agents, again, I appreciate each and every one of you for your valued time, continued support. Stay strong, stay sharp. Dwerewolf out.